that so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
I love our veterans. They're important to us. They keep us safe. I want to thank you all for coming today. We have some great speakers coming up. Steve Rogers is going to be kicking it off right here after me.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today, but there's two things that I'm going to get out of the way right now. And I hope the media is here, and I hope they're listening. Donald J. Trump will be reelected by a landslide come 2020. Make no mistake about that. Secondly, Tony Gallo is going to be elected as sheriff of this county. Make no mistake about that. And the Republicans that are running for freeholder, assembly, senate, or whatever, they too are going to be elected to office. And I'm going to tell you why and how I know that. Make America great again begins in our homes. It begins with people running for school boards, city councils, the office of mayor, state assembly, state senate, United States Senate, United States Congress. And we have candidates in this state. We have candidates like Tony Gallo and those individuals running for office who are helping the President of the United States make America great again. And folks, we've made it great and we're going to keep it great as long as we make sure the individuals in this state and across the country are going to be elected to office. Now, there's a few things you need to know. When we travel around the country, I just got back from Tampa, Florida. From here, I'm on my way to Washington, D.C. But there was something that we wanted to find out from the American people. There's something we wanted to find out from people in the state of New Jersey. We wanted to know what was the overwhelming concern that they have with regard to their country this country that flies the stars and stripes. It wasn't taxes. And believe it or not, folks, it wasn't illegal immigration. But you know what it was? It was socialism. They're concerned about the United States of America becoming a socialist country. It is not going to become a socialist country. It's not going to become a socialist country because men like Tony Gallo and others have been standing up for the principles in which this nation was founded upon. I got to tell you, I've never seen a more hard-working man run for office than Anthony Gallo. This guy's all over the place. You ever see that map, Where's Waldo, or the newest map, Where's Hunter? Well, we know where Tony Gallo is. He's all over the place. God bless you, Tony. God bless you. So here's the choice. It's either elect men and women running for office in this party, and particularly men like Anthony Gallo, or it's electing socialists. The Dem Socialist Party, folks, they're going to grab our guns. They're out of their minds. They're grabbing nothing. The Second Amendment is not negotiable. It is a constitutional right. And we have men like Tony Gallo who are standing strong by the Second Amendment. Tony has committed himself to doing what? To making sure that he will not have officers not cooperate with ICE. He's going to have his sheriff's department and police officers and law enforcement cooperate with ICE. Why? Because Tony is opposed to illegal immigration. It is as simple as that. The Dem Socialist Party and those running against Tony are trying to lead us to believe, well, these individuals are not criminals. If you're here illegally, you're a criminal, period. If you're a shoplifter, you're a criminal. If you're a burglar, you're a criminal. You commit a crime, you're a criminal. And Anthony Gallo has made it very clear that he is going to stand on what? He's going to stand on law and order. The Democrat Socialist Party, they stand on the principles of Lenin, of Stalin, and Marx. This man stands on the principles of the Constitution of the United States of America. That's what he stands on. And this is what is at stake, folks. This is what is at stake. The future of this country, and it could begin here in Middlesex County. It could begin right here. I believe Tony Gallo and the candidates across this state running for offices from state assembly, actually from boards of education all the way up to the United States Senate. I believe they could light a torch that will illuminate what? That shining city on a hill that the Holy Bible talks about, that John Winthrop talked about, that Ronald Reagan talked about, that Ronald Reagan not only talked about but made happen through a lot of his policies, and that President Trump was talking about. This man running for office in this county, I'm going to tell you something. He's going to light it up, and he's going to light it up because he has the people here in this county that know that the future of their children and their grandchildren and their future is at stake. So I leave you with this. And wherever I go across this country, I ask people to do us something, do us a favor. And here's what I'm going to ask you to do. You're going to leave here today, and you're going to go home, and you're going to wake up tomorrow the next day, and as you walk through this park or walk in a mall or wherever you're going, you're going to see children. You're going to see them being strolled by mom or dad or grandma and grandpa. I want you to look at those children long and look at them hard and look at them in their eyes. Because 15 years from now, or maybe 20 years from now, that child that you looked at in your time will ask you in his or her time, Mom, Dad, Aunt, Uncle, Grandma, Grandpa, what did you do? What did you do in your time?
What did you do to stand up against?
What did you do in your time? What did you do in your time? Gotta love it, right?
That's what they were saying.
Gotta love it. All right. All right, folks. Hey, look, folks, let me tell you something. When something like that happens, you know you're a threat. You know you're a threat. They wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be here if we weren't a threat. Well, you know where he's going to go, and Tony will make sure of this, and the president's going to make sure of this. They're going to be buried in the ash bin of history when we get through with them come November. But getting back to my point, so you look at the child and you look at the children, and they're going to ask you in their time, what did you do? What did you do in your time to make sure that I lived under the stars and stripes? What did you do in your time to make sure that I lived in a country where the people are free, where we worship God, and we could salute our flag and we could be free? And I hope to God you'll be able to say, and I know you'll be able to say this, that in my time, young man or young woman, I did my best and I did my duty by re-electing a man named Donald J. Trump to the office of presidency of the United States, and in my town, and in my state, and in my community, there was a guy in 2020 who stood strong, who stood tall, who stood with strength, who was vigorous, and who was out every day not only campaigning for the sheriff of Middlesex County, but campaigning for the survival of my country, and that man is Anthony Gallo. God bless you, Anthony. Thank you very much.
You know what? God bless that man. At least he has a voice. You know, it's his right to feel his way. Unfortunately, we shouldn't feel that way at each other's rallies. Can somebody do me a favor? I know there's a local police officer here, told me if we had any problems, just give him a call. Listen, this rally's not just about me. It's a coalition. A coalition of many people, including Steve Rogers, who's with the America Winning Coalition. It's also about Anthony Calandro, who fights for our Second Amendment. It's about Hirsh Singh, who's running in 2020 as a conservative. It's about Luke Carrajola, who's a great American citizen who came here the right way. It's about Hemant Bhatt, who's working hard within our community, with the South Asian community, and educating the South Asian community, there's Hemant, about what conservatism means, okay? It's about the Convention of the States with Gary Brenner. He's going to be speaking in a little while. It's about the Recall Murphy effort, because in this state we need to recall Murphy. This is about America. It's not about Tony Gallo. I appreciate Steve plugging me that way. That's great. This is about all of us. This is about the freedom of our country. I was just thinking this morning while I was shaving about how sometimes we have to lose something to realize what we had. We have a great country. I don't want to lose it to realize what we have. That's why I'm fighting. That's why I'm here. And that's why all the people I just mentioned that are going to speak today, and that's why you guys that came today are here. Because we don't want to lose what we have. So thank you all for coming. And at this point, I'm going to ask Anthony Calandro. Where are you? Come on up, buddy.
That's right. You know, that heckler in the back who came out of his mom's basement to heckle us today, what he doesn't realize is he's exercising his First Amendment rights in this country that are protected by his Second Amendment rights. Because without the Second Amendment, there'd be no First Amendment. So I respect his freedom of speech. I do respect it. I don't respect the way he's doing it, but that's fine with me. I met Tony about 12 years ago. He came to my school to become an NRA instructor, and I knew something special about him. He was a true patriot, the way he spoke, the way he worked with the junior rifle teams, always calling me up. We're having a fundraiser for the kids. We're doing something for the kids. Always hitting me in the wallet. It hasn't stopped, okay? So he needs to win so that I win. So if you don't know me, I have a podcast, Gun for Hire Radio, the voice of 1 million New Jersey gun owners. There's 1.1 million New Jersey gun owners, but yet there's only 5 million members of the NRA, and there's 130 million gun owners in the United States. Same reason why we don't have a tremendous showing out here. About 3% of us do the heavy lifting for everybody in this country. The revolution in this country, on this soil, was started with 3% of the population. So do not be discouraged at the small numbers, because we have a huge voice. Do not forget that. All of us have to go out there and keep continuing, thank you, keep continuing to push our narrative and awaken people. I usually don't prepare anything, but I don't want to miss anything. So let's see. Right now, we have in our country a 3-tier system. The first tier is the political class and the protected class, the elites, the coastal elites, the people that think you can eat an iPhone app for dinner, okay? Those people running our lives. The second tier we have in our country now are the criminals and the illegals. And the third tier is we, the people, the law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. And we're being crapped on every day because the first tier needs the second tier to survive. And the only thing in their way for true communism is us, the third tier. And one of the vehicles that they're trying to take from us all the time is what? Our guns. They want to take our guns away so we could be lambs to the slaughter. And we could have true communism where we have the top tier ruling class and the bottom class, the slavery class. That's why they're trying to turn New Jersey into a welfare state. If you have everybody on the dole, they're all going to vote for them. That's what's going on. So we are in the way, but we have to make our voices heard. I'm not going away silently. That's for sure. So I believe that soon New Jersey will bend the knee and we will get concealed carry in this state. We have landmark, yes. I've been saying this for years. We will never get concealed carry in New Jersey at the state level, but we will get it at the federal level. Right now, before the U.S. Supreme Court, there's the New York State rifle and pistol case that is being heard December 2nd, an NRA and ANJRPC back case. And the Supreme Court is holding 3 concealed carry cases. The Rogers case, which is out of New Jersey, backed by the NRA and me, the ANJRPC. We have the Cheeseman case, and we have a Gould case, and we have the Ramirez case. And the Supreme Court is holding all of them. Well, let me tell you, if you think we saw disruption in this country during the Kavanaugh appointment, if the Supreme Court rules in favor of our Second Amendment rights in the next 3 to 4 months, we are going to see some division in this country. So everybody better be prepared for it. And we need to support candidates like Tony Gallo, who's a constitutional sheriff. He is going to take it and follow the rule of the law and the Constitution. We are not a sanctuary state or a sanctuary city. I'm a grandchild of immigrants. My 4 grandparents came to this country from 2 different countries, and on their deathbed, if you asked them where the welfare office or the unemployment office was, they couldn't tell you. They didn't come here for the welfare. They came to learn the language and assimilate, and they did it the right way. And that's what we want, and it's a disgrace for the people who came here legally and filled out paperwork and waited years and paid money and interviews. It's a disgrace that we allow people to just come in and jump right to the front of the line and give them free stuff. Okay, that's why we're a welfare state today. So I'm going to close with that everybody here should be a member of the NRA. Everybody here should be a member of the ANJRPC and support our cause. And tell your friends and family, each one reach one. Gallo for sheriff. We need him. Thank you.
All right, our next speaker, a very important guy. He's Hirsh Singh for 2020. He's going to do a great job, and he loves the people. Hold on.
How's everybody doing this evening? Who's ready to make history? Who's ready to do the spark that's going to make sure that New Jersey is won for President Trump in 2020? What I want everyone to understand is this is Middlesex County. Middlesex is the most diverse part of this state. If we win Gallo's race, we have lit the spark which will turn New Jersey red in 2020. Now, I just came directly from DC. I had to stop by and met with a whole bunch of people, did a couple interviews, I met a bunch of think tank individuals, and what they said is their latest poll numbers, what they're seeing is that New Jersey is primed to win for the Republicans in 2020. There's gonna be a landslide victory. New Jersey is in play. But it's not going to happen unless we take advantage of making sure we start that trend this year. Mr. Tony Gallo is a very fine gentleman. He cares about America and Americans. This is the Citizens First rally, and why that's so important is that we, citizens of America, have become second class to those that are coming here illegally, and that is unacceptable. Why is it that we must pay for our health care as well as for people that come here illegally? Why is it that we pay the most in taxes than almost any other state in this country, yet our roads are falling apart, yet our infrastructure is dilapidated? This is a state that holds the 6th most powerful economy in the entire country. And for some odd reason, our voter turnout is always consistently low. The reason for that is that they get fake Republicans to run, Democrats in disguise to run, and the Republican Party in this state has become fractured. They will do anything to stop being exposed, but you must understand, Tony Gallo, the individuals you heard from earlier today, those are true Republicans. We must only support true Republicans. Democrats are trying to become disguises, run as Republican candidates, and they play the primary game to control the future of this state. If we win this race in Middlesex this year, we will have the people in the right places to make sure President Trump wins in 2020. Now I'm going to do a little bit of education here. You have 4 years before you have another presidential election, right? This year, before 2020, is the lowest voter turnout year out of the 4-year cycle. Most people don't realize that you have an election every single year. Because the turnout is so low, if you were to go out in your neighborhood and get every single person that you know is a Republican to show up to vote, it can actually change the course of this county, all right? The turnout is less than a couple thousand votes. That will determine if Mr. Gallo is our sheriff or not. So let's see. If each one of you talk to 50 people, you have now elected this man to become our next sheriff. Think of how much power you have if instead of 50, you went to 100. Let's say if you got 10 of your friends to go out and go with you, and each one of you get 50 or 100. This is very small numbers, but they have huge impact. And this is the magical year to do it. This is the Murphy midterm. Not only are we gonna elect Mr. Tony Gallo as our sheriff, but we gotta get our Murphy midterms, our assemblymen in place to make sure we can stop this crazy lunatic that represents all that failed in the past, communism. Phil Murphy is not concerned with New Jersey. All he cares about is adhering to the far left-wing agenda so that one day he can run for president. I just want you guys to understand that. I actually was on the phone with a hedge fund owner, and he went to school with the governor. And he said, that guy doesn't care about New Jersey. I mean, remember, he's from Boston. Boston Phil Murphy. All he cares about is... And he's a carpetbagger. All he cares about is sticking to a far left-wing agenda to make those rich elite friends of his happy that they're gonna keep taxing us, keep us poorer, and keep us under control. Because when you have money in your pocket, you're free. And the less amount of money you have in your pocket, the more you're controlled. And that's what they're trying to do to all of us. That's why I entered into politics. And I've met few good men along the way, and every single one that I've met, I've had them join me. And I've said, we're on the same team, we're trying to save this country, we're trying to save this state, we're trying to save this county. Tony Gallo is one of those men. The other gentleman you met earlier, Steve Rogers, another great American. Anthony Calandro, another great American. We need to only support those that stand by our values. You're gonna see them play every dirty trick in the book. One of the things they do is they're gonna get 10, 15 candidates to run for a seat to try and dissipate. So it's your responsibility, your personal responsibility to get educated on each one of the candidates. Are they fighting for you or are they fighting for themselves? Because the politicians that have been in power that have made this country go down the wrong tunnel only do it for themselves, and they will cut out everyone else who is against them. They will manipulate people to jump into running for office, promising them the world, and then they'll never actually help them just because they have their own political endeavor. Politics, the rough and tumble of politics, is something that you only learn by doing it. So if you think that you're trying to take care of the future of this country, you need to get involved. You need to run for county committee. You need to run for office. My name is Hirsh Singh. I am the biggest nightmare to Cory Booker. I promise you that if you come out and support this sheriff race, our freeholders, our mayor candidates this year, and we're able to pull out a victory, I promise you, I guarantee you, I will never run for office again because I will win next year in 2020, and we will remove Cory Booker for politics for good. So with that, thank you very, very much. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless America.
God bless you.
Thank you, Hirsh. So, you know, I got this paper up here. It's just a list of times and people who are speaking. But what you have to keep in mind, if you notice the theme, everybody that's come up here to speak, except for Lou. Lou's a great American citizen. I know he has a speech. But we who are running, we're speaking from our heart. We're not speaking from a piece of paper because we care about what's going on in our state and in our country. I want to thank, also I want to mention, we have freeholders Tom Cogan, Edna Cox Rivers, and Greg Rubenstein that are also running for freeholder. Tom can't be here today. He's serving in the military. He's out in Fort Dix, and I thank him for that. Another great American protecting our freedom. In the crowd here today, we have Jeff Brown, who's running for assembly. We have Rocco Genova. I don't know where you guys are. I'm probably looking at you right here. Okay. I'm going to give him a couple of minutes to speak as well, because we're moving along, which is good. I also want to thank Joseph R. Rulo, Rudy Rulo, because he's been a big supporter. Yeah, he's been posting a lot of my stuff, and the sad part is I've been blocked on Facebook 3 times during this election from Facebook. They're nervous. They're nervous because I'm one of the only guys that are making a lot of noise, especially in Middlesex County. But I support everybody that's on this ticket, on the Republican ticket, okay? I get people ask me all the time, are you a Republican? Oh, geez, did you look at my page? I got my own team that tells me all the time, Tony, on your personal page, you got a picture of Donald Trump. Can you take it down? It may not help. I'm like, I'm not removing anything. If you don't like me, don't vote for me. I do support Donald Trump. I say it here publicly. Trump 2020. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have Lou Carrajola come up. He's got a little speech for you guys. I think you're going to enjoy his story. Come on up, Lou.
All right. I guess I got to get closer. I'm not very good at this, folks, but Tony, I know you're looking for me to screw up, but that's okay. I'm kidding. Folks, possibly many of you are wondering, who is this guy? I mean, especially after all the distinguished guests that we've had here so far today. And I wrote this because it's a lot, and I just want to try to stay concise in my message. Well, in many ways, I'm just like you. I'm possibly just like your parents, your grandparents, and your great-grandparents. I am that immigrant kid that came here 30 years ago with his family, a carry-on suitcase, with all that I owned, and a green card in my pocket. Does that sound familiar to a lot of you? Just like all law-abiding immigrants, my family submitted all the necessary paperwork in order to receive authorization, in essence, permission, to become a legal alien. A legal alien. That's right. A legal alien in the United States of America. I still remember the process we had to go through. Outside of all the legal paperwork my family had to submit, we also had to show proof of our immunization shots, along with having to undergo a medical exam, which included a tuberculosis test. The last step that we had to go through, and again, folks, I know this is a story of all legal immigrants, but I'm going to speak up for all of us. The last step was an interview with a U.S. immigration representative at the American consulate in my home country. I will never forget that interview. It was a deciding factor on whether or not my family was going to be allowed in the U.S., even after all the legal steps we had completed thus far. I remember during the interview, the U.S. consulate representative asking me a few questions, and since I spoke a bit of English at the time, she decided to have a full-blown conversation with me. She asked me if I was excited about coming to the U.S., and of course I said yes. It was my dream. She basically focused on me, and at the end of a conversation, she said, forgive me, I'm gonna get a bit emotional. She said, have a safe flight to America, and she signed and stamped our paperwork. Folks, we were coming to the best country in the world. But through it all, my family had to endure a much more difficult matter, and that was the fact that we were not allowed to bring my little sister with us at the time. She was only 8 years old, and you see, my little sister is mentally disabled, and my parents had to go through a ton of legal formalities. This was back in '89, to bring her here. And in the end, they had to sign a waiver stating that they would not seek any assistance to her, which they gladly did. It took us 10 months after we arrived in America to bring my sister here. Thankfully, she was in good, loving hands in my home country with my older sister, who was in college at the time and pursuing a law degree, very smart. and had decided to stay behind and make her life there. February 1989, we landed at JFK Airport, and it was so cold, I remember it like it was yesterday, that I thought my ears were gonna freeze. I remember it like it was yesterday, folks. A family friend actually picked us up in a big old Chevy station wagon. I'll never forget that. At the time, all we could afford was a small attic, which was possibly smaller than your standard two-car garage today. We lived there for months, but there were no excuses, none. Within days of arriving to America, my father had a job, and I was registered in a local high school. I joined high school halfway through my junior year, while immediately my father began working 12 to 14 hours a day, which would be his legacy until many years later when he became when he had to retire due to disability. He had major heart problems. Even then, he tried to refuse, as a stubborn person that he is, to refuse to accept his medical issues and wanted to continue work. I guess, in all truthness, that's possibly where I got it from, since today I'm still working. Even though I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in December of 2015. My fellow New Jerseyans, every single time I think about my humble beginnings and accomplishments, my American dream, I think about all the brave men and women, that includes you all here, that made it possible. That made it possible for a 16-year-old kid to 30 years ago come to the greatest country on earth and be able to become an American the right way. I proudly took an oath to this country when I became an American and vowed to never break it. But now, Governor Murphy and his administration are rewarding illegal aliens by allowing them safe haven in our state, our country. Not only are these politicians betraying America, they are also insulting all of us who acquired proper and legal residence in America. So, if anyone is here from Murphy, thank you for the breather. Governor Murphy, I'd like to send you a quick message. Governor Murphy, I am the true image of legal immigration. I followed the law. I paid my dues. And now you are undermining all of my hard work by supporting those here illegally and allowing them to take advantage of our infrastructures and benefits, none of which these illegal aliens contributed for. You are taking my hard-earned money and using it illegally to further advance your socialist and liberal agenda.
Me too. Yep.
Yeah. And to add insult to injury, you, sir, are infringing on my Second Amendment rights that were bestowed upon me as a law-abiding immigrant. You are using false narratives in order to undermine our constitutional rights, and we, the people, will not rest until they are fully restored. A couple more things, folks. I'm almost done.
Let's go fight. I'm ready to fight. I'll go down with you.
Folks, there are no words that can explain how betrayed I feel due to all this tyrannical stance from our current state administration. But what gives me strength are all of you out there that feel the same way and are willing to fight for what's rightfully yours. My fellow patriots, I love this country. Damn you, Anthony Calandro. I love you, brother. I love this country more than words can explain. All I am, all I have, is because of it. And while I wasn't born in America, I will bleed red, white, and blue for the rest of my life. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you.
Great job.
I told him not to screw up.
Poor guy. No wonder he was nervous. I'll go to trade with you right now. Let's go. I'll go. You got my support.
Wow, I think I wanted to cry twice. And I want to thank the Woodbridge Police for all of their support and protection today. We have to support our men and women in blue as well, because they're out there every day doing the right thing, doing the job that they swore to do. And thank you guys, I really appreciate it. I want to thank Woodbridge for allowing us to use this field today. I did invite the mayor to come and speak, but he said he can't speak at a rally like this. I understand, but he's still a nice guy. I don't have a problem with him. Hey, Lou Carrajola is just one example. That's why I said, Lou, would you come and speak at this rally today? Because I think it's important, and I think a lot of people out there feel the same way, who have come here legally within the system to become Americans. When we start giving away something, it loses value. You can't give away the American dream. They even tried it with housing, right? Yeah, no money down, no money down. Just don't worry about it. Hey, I was in real estate, I know. I was a realtor 2006, 2007, before the crash, and they were giving houses away, pumping the value up, right? I used to have these guys come in, I forgot what they're called, it's been a couple of years. Appraisers, thank you. And oh no, this is a 4-bedroom. No sir, this is a 3-bedroom. No, don't worry, we're gonna appraise it as a 4-bedroom. And what did we have? We had a market crash, 2008. That's when I got out of real estate. I'm like, this is crazy. It's nuts. You can't give something away. If you give the American dream away, it's gonna lose its value. That's why we're out here fighting, folks. You can't give it away. And I thank Lou Carrajola for his courage to come here today and speak before all of you. So, that being said, I have a couple other, like I said, candidates out there. Let me just see, make sure I don't miss anybody's name here. Hemant Bhatt, very important. How can I forget you? Listen, I got a guy here, Hemant Bhatt. I support his initiative 110%. Hemant is educating the South Asian community. He's educating them on what it is to be conservative. A lot of foreigners come here and they get confused. They assimilate democracy. Am I stealing your thunder here? They assimilate democracy with being Democrat. Yes, we're a democratic society that works as a republic. That's right, that's correct, they're not. So listen, we're gonna have Hemant come on up. Hemant's got a little speech, and thank you so much, Hemant.
Hello everybody, how are you? Okay. I would like to ask you one question. I will be sticking to the theme of this public rally today. Where the charity begins. Exactly. So citizens first. The charity has to begin from home. Number one. Number two, let me ask you this. How far it is justifiable to allow people to come from our backyard and enter our home and steal the things what we have made after working so hard? Illegal immigrants, the people who are coming to this country, and you very rightly said, when I came to this country, I passed through a whole lot of procedure. I did the exam, I did the fingerprints, I take the oath, and I just committed myself to the Constitution of America, and people who are crossing the border, they are smarter than me, you kidding me? this is not the way America is working. The most important thing in this country is I have followed the law in this country for 5 years to become a citizen. They checked all my background, what I am doing, how I am doing. And they can then call me for citizenship exam and interview and everything. So let us keep in this mind. Let us not allow those people who are encroaching our area without our permission. And folks out there are doing it, why? Because that is a voting politics. They want their votes. But they don't know that they are unfair to the people who are law-abiding in this country. They are unfair to those people who are working hard and make this country great. President Donald Trump is doing exactly what he is elected for. And let me tell you this, the President Trump, give me one example, what he is doing wrong for this country. Give me one example. He is doing everything great for this country. He is doing he is doing everything what is good for this country. And most of the vested interest, the special interest, because their interests are being hurt. That is why they don't allow him to work. The impeachment stuff, the crazy things going on out there. I cannot believe that a person who is working for this country is being thought of being impeached. This is so horrible. This is so bad for this country. And the President Trump, I seen he speaks from the heart. He is doing everything from his heart. He is keeping America great. He is making us safe. He is making us proud. He is doing everything for the citizens of this country who are abiding by the law. Now, if we don't support him, I really appreciate Tony Anthony. He has a real courage to fight out the establishment. He has opposed the order by the Attorney General of State of New Jersey. That is absolutely right thing to do. I don't know why they protect the people who are breaking the law in first place. I do not understand why they are allowing them to eat away our hard work. They are taking money from our pocket. They are doing everything possible to make sure that we are at injustice. It is unfair and injustice to these people who are living in this country. And basically choosing illegal immigrants over American citizens sounds like unfair, unjustified, and against principles of natural justice. I have always believed that there are principles of natural justice, and it's a law. If you are not following the principles of natural justice, you are doing injustice to those who are law-abiding people in this country. Yeah, and see, this is like I always believe that I'm giving something to those who are not entitled for and doing injustice to those who are entitled for. People who are untitled and people who are entitled. So we have to line a slow and big difference, like a thin line of difference, and identify what we are doing. Okay, now the second thing is the protecting illegal aliens like sanctuary cities. I am sometimes feeling so pissed off. My God, I'm feeling so pissed off. What the heck going on in this country? I mean, the people who are breaking the law in first place, and they are being protected by way of sanctuary cities. And this, let me tell you this, the present governor, I'm not going to speak a lot of things against them because I believe in positivity, not in negativity. But certain things are required to be spoken out here. I always believe that what the heck going on? You are not actually the sanctuary cities it should be for those who follow the law, who are the citizens of this country. Give them the encouragement, give them the incentives what they want, and don't keep those people inside the walls and protect them. This is something like I never seen in my life. Okay, now the third point is, they keep on raising taxes. President Trump has passed the tax laws which are benefiting to everybody. You know what these guys are telling? Your capital, the cap $10,000 property tax benefit of the municipal corporation is taken away by Trump, so don't vote for him. but it doesn't tell them that your standard deduction limit has been increased, your child credit has been increased, and there are so many business incentives are being given which generates the employment in this country. Now they speak something, they do something which is a very one-sided, lopsided, and they misguide you. So never ever go against, never ever believe these people who are misguiding you. Now the most important thing is, as Lou said and Stephen said, and Tony also will agree with me, they want to take away your guns. What the heck going on? This is the constitutional right. This is the thing which we want because we want to defend us. If we don't defend us, the people will come and rob us without our knowledge, and how can we defend ourselves? That's why the Constitution has given us this right. That's why we need to protect them. I fully endorse the Second Amendment of the Constitution of America. I fully endorse the right of the protection of the people. I fully endorse what people should do. And that is why we have to always make sure that if somebody wants to grab away our rights, we have to rise up. We have to talk to them. This is not the way things works. Now, see, basically another thing is they are choosing the American lives at the risk of obstructing to build the southern border. I think you must be aware of what the President Trump is doing at the southern border. And this was something like a right thing to do for centuries. This has been taken up very recently, but I salute President Trump for the initiative he has taken. I salute him for protecting this country. I salute him for protecting the law-abiding citizens. The people who are crossing the border, they are smarter than me. The people who are coming here, taking away my hard work, they are smarter than me. And the people who are living here, you think they are stupids? No, they are not stupids. They are smart people. But the politicians, a lot of other people, are doing that for their own personal gain and interest. They want their votes. But the thing is now changing. I thank President Trump for bringing all these facts to the people, to the knowledge of the people. Most of the time, all the facts were hidden by them. They were not talking about this. Now we have somebody at the White House who is openly telling them, enough is enough. Let's not do it. Now, enough is enough. We do not want to make a problem. We do not want to now give injustice to these people. So I see President Trump, let me tell you this. He's an angel sent by God. He is the angel sent by God. He is the person who is disliked by those who don't believe in God. President Trump is the person who is knowing how to save America. He is knowing how to save patriots. Who is knowing how to make sure the people who love this country are protected from those who don't love this country. I will only take 2 minutes. Now what is happening, you know, this in the Syria and kind of all the stupid things going on. The Turkey. And see, we have to end our war. We cannot keep on sending people dying there for somebody who do not even respect American flags. We have to make sure that they respect American flag. I'm sometimes so much puzzled and surprised that these people who are not supporting America, the UNO and all other places, and they want all kind of help from us. And how can it be possible that you keep on protecting those people who are always opposing this country? So President Trump has done the right thing. Let them realize the importance of America. Let them understand that what America is doing for them. So now then he sent the Vice President and other people to make sure that they are protected. And I thank President Trump, Mike Pence and everybody that they are supporting, they have done something by which the peace in that region can be ensured. See, now, and the most important thing is they keep on raising our taxes. Why? President Trump reduces the taxes, and these guys are increasing the taxes. That's for illegal, and because they are spending money for those people who are not even entitled to live in this country. The people who are not entitled to live in this country, and they are spending money for them. So we have to understand that injustice. We have to understand that the things what they are doing has to stop. If they don't stop, we have to rise up. And I really respect Tony. I really respect his decision. He is supporting South Asian Republican Coalition. He is supporting us. We actually, I am the founder and chairman of South Asian Republican Coalition. We are like about 5.5 million people in this country. All over America, there are about 21 million people. We are the people who are conservative back home. We are the people who become liberal when they come outside the home. So we are trying to tell them, man, you are conservative back home, and when you go out, you are becoming liberal. So I don't understand what kind of people you are. So we are trying to bring them home. We are trying to tell them that America is the right place for you. America respects the conservative values, and you are already conservative. So become conservative and respect to conservative values. So we are spreading this message very effectively to these people. And well, there are other points, but I think I've taken enough time. This was my first public address, historical public address. Let me tell you very honestly. I established my South Asian Republican Coalition in December 2018, and we are really growing so fast. We are really doing so good for this lot of people, and thank God. And so I have Hirsh is my advisor on the board, and there's so many people. I have Ashish Rawal, who is a staunch believer. I have Bob Taylor, who is also a great believer in SARC, and we are all working hard. I have Dharmesh and all my friends there, they are here. So the South Asian Republican Coalition believes in conservative values. We are promoting the message of President Trump, and we are promoting the Republican values in the state of America, in the state of New Jersey and America. So I thank you guys for listening to me, and let us take some place today. Let me tell you one thing. Okay, speak with me. I love America. We will serve America. Repeat with me again. I love America. I will serve America. And this is a little longer, but keep patience. I will continue to make America safe again. I will continue to make America proud again. I will continue to America wealthy again. And I will continue to make America great again. Thank you.
Wow, Hemant. That was great. So, yes, I do support the South Asian Republican Coalition. I'm an honorary member, I think, right? Hemant? Hemant, am I an honorary member of SARC?
You are the lifetime member.
Every time I'm out, if I'm out in public, I always say, if I meet somebody South Asian, I say, hey, have you heard of SARC? They go, what's that? I said, the South Asian Republican Coalition. I'm going to connect you right now. And I call Hemant, right?
Yeah.
Right there, on the spot. You can become a member. Don't worry, I'll hook you up. But listen, I just want to say thank you, Peter Pizar, for coming. He's been a big support for me. A lot of help to the campaign. Man, Pete, you remember when we ran around during the primary? People thought I had a helicopter. I said, no, I had Peter Pizar. Turn here. Go here. Quick. I didn't even need a map. Guy's great. I called for the arrest of Attorney General Grual for harboring criminal illegal aliens. But that didn't make major media. But what happened was they contacted the Monmouth County Sheriff, and of course he put a press conference out, and I think it was Ocean at the time, or Cape May. They won't give me a platform. That's why we have to do things like this, right? Because I cannot get a platform. Bill Spadea gave me a platform, and a whole bunch of other candidates that are running throughout the state. Thank God for Bill Spadea. I want to thank him too. Are you guys hearing me? Is this thing up? Yeah, you can hear me? Okay, good.
We can hear you.
I guess the speakers are facing that way. But listen, I want to introduce the next guy, Gary Brenner. I met him at Republican Women's Organization. Republican? I always get that messed up. Middlesex County Republican Women's Organization. He's a great guy. His name is Gary Brenner, and he's with the Convention of the States. Something that's very important, and if we can pull it together, I think we could fix our country. So I'm going to let him, I'm going to steal his thunder too. Hey, come on.
Hey, everybody. I love this energy and engagement and enthusiasm that I see here today. I applaud you. What terrific speakers I've seen also today. This is so inspiring to me. My name is Gary Brenner. I'm from Wayne, New Jersey. I love America. I love liberty. And I love the U.S. Constitution as it was originally written and intended. I am incredibly blessed and privileged to be here today to speak with you, and I thank Anthony Gallo for this opportunity. Thank you, Anthony. I'm here in my personal capacity to tell you why I support Convention of States. But first, I have some questions for you. Do you love liberty?
Yeah!
Right. Do you love freedom?
Yeah!
Do you reject tyranny?
Yeah!
Do you believe that the federal government has grown out of control?
Yeah!
Do you believe that the federal government is spending and governing us into oblivion?
Yeah!
So do I. Do you believe we need to take away their credit card?
Yeah!
Do you support term limits for members of Congress
Yeah!
and federal officials, including federal judges and Supreme Court justices? Me too. The brilliant framers of our Constitution foresaw what has happened to governing in America. They knew that one day power would centralize to the federal government and away from us, we the people. They knew that when that happened, it would give rise to tyranny and our loss of liberty. So they gave us a way to fix this problem. That way is the Article 5 convention process. That is a gift that the framers gave us in Article 5 of the Constitution. The second clause gives the state legislatures across the nation the power, the authority, and the ability to hold a convention for proposing amendments to the U.S. Constitution. Constitutional amendments are extremely powerful. These proposed amendments, once ratified by the states, the legislatures of the states, can get the federal government back in its constitutional box, back where it needs to be. The people, through their states, created the federal government. Now the federal government dominates the states and we the people. The creation is dominating its creators. I think that's a problem. What do you think? It's not up to Congress to fix this, not the Supreme Court, not the president. not one party or the other. They haven't fixed it and they won't. It's up to us to fix this, and we have the way to do it. The Article 5 Convention is now in the Constitution, and it's kind of locked up there, but we have a key to get it out. Convention of States has the key to unlock the Article 5 Convention. You know who else has the key? You do. Every one of us here has the key to help get the Article 5 Convention process out and to use it. Freedom is not free. Liberty is not easy. It's hard. It comes with responsibility, including the need to defend it. We're faced with a choice. We can choose to fight to secure the blessings of liberty, or we can timidly choose the status quo, to keep letting our freedom centralized and letting our power centralized, which is now giving us a growing tyranny. None of our rights are more important than our inalienable right to liberty. Saving our nation and saving liberty will take an army, not a military army, but a grassroots army of engaged citizens just like us, to move our state legislatures across the nation to use the Constitution's Article 5 Convention. And that is to defeat tyranny again, to save liberty again, and return power back closer to home, to the states and to we the people, and to restore a culture of self-governance. Convention of States is building this grassroots army across the nation. As of now, this grassroots army has already passed the Convention of States application in 15 states. That's right. We need 19 more states to pass the application to trigger the convention. Let's make New Jersey one of those states to pass the application. This is the key. This is how we can educate our fellow Americans about self-governance. This is how we can win the hearts and minds for liberty of our fellow Americans. This is how we can build the grassroots political muscle and the will to use the Article 5 Convention process. This is how we can unite our nation again, by uniting around liberty, uniting around self-governance, uniting around the Constitution's Article 5 Convention power. We can rebalance governing power and restore a culture of self-governance which was prevalent at the founding of our nation. I know we can do it. I know we can defeat tyranny again and save liberty and save our nation. Our forefathers did not allow fear and risk to determine their fate and the fate of generations to come. They did not wait for guarantees that would never come. They did not entertain complacency and the status quo. They acted on knowledge, courage, and faith to secure the blessings of liberty. So should we. Your voice is powerful, effective, and valuable. If you want a place to go where you can be a real problem solver, to fix the broken system in Washington, D.C., and use your voice to advocate for this solution, and use the Constitution to save our country, come to Convention of States and join us. Get involved. Let your voice be heard to spread this solution. Right here with us today, there are amazing, awesome Convention of States grassroots activists right there, right there, right there. There's a sign. Come and talk with them. They have petitions. Sign up, join us, get engaged. Help us save our nation, save liberty, and save the Constitution. And thank you for your patriotism. Thank you for your love of America and your love of freedom and for your active engagement. God bless you. God bless America. Thank you.
Wow. I think I have made it. When you have protesters coming to your rally, that's a good sign. Thank you for being American back there. All right, so we have Rocco Genova is running for assembly. Rocco, you want to come up and say a few words? Oh, by the way, I want to thank Chris Lugo from Lugo Entertainment for coming out here today and volunteering his time. He's the DJ. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tony. I always feel really short next to him. Actually, I feel short next to anyone, so it doesn't matter if I'm next to Tony or not. How many people here love America? Yeah. We heard a lot about make America great again. Well, I want to make New Jersey great again. Yeah. I want to make Middlesex County great again. Yeah. I'm running for State Assembly in District 19, and I believe that we could do that. Not just me, but every one of us. We've heard a theme throughout the day about getting involved and each of us doing our part, right? Yeah. We could make New Jersey great again. We can. We can do it together. There's been a lot of people here that are running for office. There's not only Tony Gallo, Frank Trombatore is here. I saw Tom Maris and John Vitaric. All of us are campaigning. Let me tell you, each and every one of us here are campaigning. We can't do it without you.
That's right.
You know, we can't do it alone. All of us should be campaigning. You know, I mean, I got to hand it to these guys here. I mean, I might not agree with them. They might not agree with me, but they are zealous for their cause. They believe in their cause, right? They're taking time out of their day to come here to share what they believe, right? We should be doing the same thing, each and every one of us. I mean, this coming election, November 5th, they're saying it's going to be a very poor turnout. Well, not if we could help it. My platform has been, regardless of your party, vote for what's right for this country. Well, each and every one of us need to be an evangelist for the Republican Party. This park should be filled.
That's right. Yes.
Filled with people. If we were as zealous as these men that have come here to speak against us, if we had that same zeal, that same ardent zeal for what we believe in, we could have filled this place. We could be picking people up on November 5th and driving them to the polls, encouraging people to vote the right way, encouraging people, regardless if they're a Democrat or independent, explaining what we stand for to them, helping even these people understand what we stand for, and maybe turn their position around. It's up to all of us, not just me, not to Tony, not Frank. Each and every one of us need to be a voice for the Republicans. Not just the Republicans, but patriots, Americans. We need to stand for what's right and what we believe in. And we need to have that zeal to go out and convince people they need to vote for what's right for this country. And we need to make New Jersey great again, right? I thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Hey, you know, I'm looking at their signs, no human is illegal. You know what, I agree with that. But you can cross the border illegally.
That's where we have to.
And the other sign, no sanctuary for hatred. Well, I'm tired of the hatred against me and you for worrying about our American freedoms.
Right.
And I think that guy is supposed to be a councilman or something. I'm not sure. That's what I heard. Yeah, Woodbridge. I'm not sure about that. I'll see you at the next council meeting. I'll make sure I hold a sign up for you too, if that's true.
All the corruption.
Yeah. So we have a couple of people in the crowd that are running for Woodbridge positions. We got Frank. I don't want to butcher your name. Say it. Trombatore. Sorry. And Frank, why don't you come up and say a few words? And we also have Tom Maris. Are you still here, Tom? I don't know if Tom's here, but we'll have Frank speak for everybody.
Hello, everybody. How are you? I am a Sicilian immigrant. My father and mother came from Sicily. Io sono siciliano, capite? They make a law in this country. They say that you can't cross the border unless you come with permission. They say you can. What is that? Undocumented. They're not illegal. What does that mean? Does that mean a bank robbery is an undocumented withdrawal? Does that mean a burglar is an undocumented visitor? What does that mean? Why did I get into this mess? Why am I running for council? I had a heart attack 5 months ago. I wasn't going near this. I went to them, to the council, because my neighbors got messed up by the town. They tore up their property. And when I went in front of the council, like a citizen's supposed to do, and put his grievances to the town, they treated me like dirt. Just like they treat all citizens like dirt, because they think they're royal, they think they're God, and they can do whatever they want.
They're above the law.
I think that's exactly right. So this old man decided to run for his father, who hit the beach on D-Day, and for those kids over there, right there in that picture. Okay? Forget about what I did. I've been in Trenton, and I fought them there. When they said that kids under 21 cannot have a rifle, I asked them a question. Excuse me, which 18 or 21s are you talking about? The ones who hit the beach on D-Day of my father's generation? Or the ones of my generation that liberated the city of Wade during the Tet Offensive? Or are you talking about the ones you're dropping into meat grinders all over this planet? If you don't want 18 to 21-year-olds to have rifles, then get on a plane, go get them. Take their rifles, stand there, watch, and do their mission. I don't want to keep you here this long. I'm running with 4 other people. Sue Boros is running for mayor. Tom Maris is running for council at large. I'm running for council at large. John Vitark is running for council at large, and so is Paul Lund. We ask your support, if you can help us, for votes. That's what we're asking for. My campaign is self-funded. I am not a politician. I'm a pissed off patriot. Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm Tony Gallo. We're going to close this out. Did I forget to thank anybody? I thank you all for your support. I stand for 3 things: the Constitution, the U.S. flag every time, and no sanctuary county or state. Thank you all for coming out. We're going to have some music. If you want to stick around, take some pictures, everybody's more than welcome to. Thank you again. Oh, here you are. Myra, right? Myra, Maya, I'm sorry.
I told you, I recognize people.
Maya Friedman, everybody. She's a big supporter of President Trump, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. Stick around for some music from Lugo Entertainment, and of course, if you guys want to take some pictures. Thanks.
Also should end the